everyone. Today we will be learning the basics of combinational circuit and sequential circuit. Combinational circuit is where it depends on the present combination of inputs, whereas sequential circuit depends on the present and previous input combination. The combinational circuit does not have any memory element, whereas sequential circuit has memory element. Since sequential circuit, the previous output is treated as a present input, it needs a memory element in order to store the information. In combinational circuit, the output is independent of time, whereas in sequential circuit, it is dependent of time, which we will be seeing later. Since combinational circuit is dependent on the present input, it has no feedback, whereas sequential circuit has feedback path existence. Combinational circuit is basically the arrangement of logic gates where it shows that the binary input is given as input and binary output is received as output. Since we already saw that the sequential circuit is dependent on time and requires feedback path, there are two types of sequential circuit. One is asynchronous and the other is synchronous. Asynchronous sequential circuit is where it uses no clock signals, but instead it uses various pulses and its internal state is altered when the change in input variable, that is, when the previous output is treated as present input, based on that the input is changed. Under synchronized sequential circuit, there is synchronization of memory since we are using the clock signals. The output which we receive from sequential circuit is stored in flatches or flip-flops. The output is synchronized with the clock signal's positive and negative edges. Here this shows us the diagrammatic representation of sequential circuit. From this we can infer that sequential circuit is a combination of combinational circuit with memory element. From the feedback path we can observe that the previous output from flip-flop is given as a present input. Few examples of combinational circuits are full adder, half adder, decoder, encoder, multiplexer and demultiplexer. In case of sequential circuit, few examples are flip-flops, counter, registers and clock. We can remember that combinational circuit is a combination of logic gates and sequential circuit is a combination of logic gate along with the memory element, example flip-flop. Let us go through the basics of flip-flops. Flip-flop is a binary cell which is capable of storing one bit element. There are in total of 4 main flip-flops: SR, JK, D and T. Now we will be understanding the truth table of SR flip-flop. When the input is 0, 0, there is no change. When the input is 0, 1, it clears to 0. When the input is 1, 0, it sets to 1. When the input is 1, 1, it is indeterminate. In case of JK flip-flop, when the input is 0, 0, there is no change. In case of 0, 1, it clears to 0. In case of 1, 0, it sets to 1. In case of 1, 1, it shows the complement of the previous output. In case of D flip-flop, when the input is 0, the output is clears to 0. And when the input is 1, it sets the output to 1. The toggle flip-flop, when the input is 0, it has no change in output, whereas when it is 1, the output is complemented. You can infer from the flip-flop diagrams given below SR, JK, D and T flip-flops. So friends, we will be learning of the other sequential and combinational circuits examples in detail in further videos. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.